How's it going, guys? Welcome back to another YouTube video. My name's Dice, and in this video I'm going to be explaining to you guys why mechanics are not the problem with your gameplay. Before we get straight into the video, I want to thank you guys so much for all the love and support on my recent videos. We did hit 1K subs, which means we do have a supporter creator code DICERL in your item shop. If you send me a picture of you using this code, I will either A, follow you back on Twitter, or I might give you free coaching as well. I might watch one of your replays. So yeah, be sure to do that if you're interested. But yeah, let's get straight into the video. So a lot of the time, I notice a lot of lower ranks, GC1 and under, they blame their mechanics for not being able to rank up. And while like mechanics are going to definitely help you and they make the game a bit easier, you don't need them, right? Someone with, only three mechanics, right? The flick, the high flick, I'll even help you guys out with giving myself less mechanics. I could just say flicking in general is one mechanic, but I'll count each type of flick as its own mechanic. So the high flick, right? The powerful 45 flick, right? That wasn't it, but basically a powerful 45 flick, and then just shooting. If you can do those three mechanics, you can get Grand Champion. I don't want to say easily, because you'll definitely have to grind a bit. Solo queuing in twos is not very easy, but you can get Grand Champion with those three mechanics. You don't need to do what I'm doing, go for flip resets, go for mussies. None of that matters. The only reason I do this is because, quite frankly, I find it fun. But a lot of people have this misconception that you need to be able to go on the wall after kickoff and do a double reset, musty, psycho. Like, just because I can do these mechanics does not mean that's how I got to the highest rank that I got. And honestly, I got there playing super, like, bare bone, like, no mechanics, right? I didn't use these mechanics because you're better off. You're going to make more mistakes. First of all, you're going to make more mistakes with the more mechanics you use, right? There's more of a room for error. And second of all, when you use more mechanics, there is a advantage. The defender has an advantage, right? So if I go for like, a double reset or something like that, it's much easier for the defender to stop that than if I go for a very threatening shot, right? Because a double reset really isn't that threatening. A single reset is kind of threatening if you do it in the right position, but instead of going for something like that, you could just go for a pass instead, right? Like if I go for a flip reset, but I hold the reset the whole time and never even use it, that's much more of a threat than me going for a triple reset and me just failing every time because of how much harder it is to hit a triple flip reset, right? So like sure I can do it somewhat consistently, but like that's why you don't see your average players going for triple resets in game. Even Zen, arguably the most mechanical player in the world, doesn't even go for triple resets all that often. Maybe he'll do it once every few games, but if you guys actually watch his replays, funny enough, he's actually a pretty like game sense based player. He doesn't do insane mechanics all the time. He just does it sometimes, and those are the clips that you guys see. But a lot of the time, he just has regular shots that go in, regular saves, a bunch of stuff like that. But yeah, I wanted to mention that your mechanics aren't what's holding you back. It's your game sense. So what you need to do, I'll just go to any replay real quick to show you guys. What you need to go is go to your replays, right? I mean, it doesn't really matter what replay you're in. What is this replay of? Okay, this is me versus Coconut. So this is me versus Jamaican Coconut. I'm sure you've heard of him. He's a huge content creator. This is just a random game though, right? So um, let me look. I'll just find you guys a mistake. I'm just going to go to the first goal they scored, and I'm going to explain to you guys whose fault it is. Right, so obviously my teammate own gold here. I remember this actually. I was a little bit upset, but my teammate own gold this ball. So right here, he goes for a challenge. This challenge is really good, but instead of like if he gets a bump here, I have a free possession and we probably score. But what he does is you'll notice he makes contact with this ball right here and he pinches it into my net. And I mean, I just didn't expect it, I guess, and I don't think I could have saved this. Maybe I could have if I was squishy, but I mean, I just couldn't reach it, as you guys can see. So that's just an example of like that was a completely random replay, I swear. But yeah, like it doesn't really matter what the game is, ones, twos, threes. You can always find a mistake where it's your fault. Like right there, I could look at it and say, "Oh, I didn't do a fast aerial quick enough." Now, I mean, if I was, I mean, I don't really want to say that's my fault because that's kind of just like making everyone believe that every single goal is their own fault, which can lead to like, over exaggerated, like nitpicky details of mistakes, which I don't really like to look at the game that way. I don't think it's very fun. But like, if you want to get super nitpicky, I could have saved that if I read the bar down bounce. So it was like shooting up here and it bounced bar down and then to right here. So if I was the best player in the world, maybe I could have read that it was going to do that instead of jumping, but I'm not. So I guess if you want to get super nitpicky, right there is a mistake. But like all you have to do is watch your own replays. It's not mechanical errors. It's just game sense. Like where's the ball going to go is game sense. How is this ball going to bounce? It's game sense. When should I shoot the ball versus when should I pass the ball? It's game sense, right? The only things that are mechanics is what you can do with raw inputs. Like doing like this this is just pure mechanics. There's no knowledge that has to be done. But when I make a decision in the game of what I'm going to do to move the play forward, that is game sense, right? So I just wanted to come on here and make this video. I feel like someone needs to hear this because I've been getting a lot of people that think that mechanics are the problem when they're really not. I make a lot of videos talking to you guys about mechanics, not because mechanics are super important. They are obviously important, but you could get that stuff without mechanics. Squishy is making series right now. He's probably SSL in the series. I don't really watch the series because I don't need to. Flakes literally did the series, no mechanics SSL. All these people, like Lethamir, all these people can do these series, no mechanics SSL, because they're all pro players. Squishy is a pro player, which is why he doesn't need mechanics to get that SSL. Flakes is a, well, I guess they're all ex-pro players, but they were pro, so they understand the game at such a deep level that they don't need to do insane shots to rank up. They can just play super smart and they'll rank up. You don't need mechanics. Lethamir, Squishy, Flakes. I don't really watch anyone else, but yeah, I mean, if there's like certain mechanics that someone thinks that you need to get to a rank, if it's not one of the three, either the high flick, the really powerful 45 flick, or a shot, then they're lying. Those are the only three mechanics you need. You don't need to be able to go in the air. You just need to be able to flick it super high. You need to be able to flick it super powerfully, which that wasn't. You need to be able to flick it pretty powerfully, and then you need to be able to have accurate shots, right? Like a really powerful shot. You know, keeping control of the ball. But yeah, I just want to come on here and say that. I hope this video helps someone, at least one person, who thinks that mechanics are the problem. You don't need to be able to quad reset to reach SSL, and that's the unfortunate truth because people want to have a cope and say, oh, I'm not mechanical enough. No, you're not smart enough. I hate to be the guy that's saying like such a rude truth like that, but the reality is you're not thinking of the game at a deep enough level, and it's not the mechanics. So yeah, I hope this video helps someone. Let me know what you guys think. Discord and bio. Peace.